So, my name is Zsolt Fügai. I'm the chairman of Eurotender Association from Szeged, Hungary, and we are here for an 8-day program with our international project partners at a meeting for youth workers within the project called NEELI, Non-Formal Education for Inclusion. And it's been a very busy week. Every country delegation presented their ideas, their work, their experiences with migrants and refugees in their country. We discussed issues as media literacy, youth work in practice, active citizenship, engaging young people. Every partner contributed greatly with presentations, with ice-breaking games, and all kinds of group activities. I think we have a really nice group together.
Everybody, if you will lose the ball and it falls on the ground, you have to take it. Good job.
We win.
Nice. Go, go, go. Faster. Faster. Okay.
I think this really should be just about participation.
Hey, today for the leadership training activities we had a really fun afternoon. In fact, we played the style activity game where everything that happened basically was to infiltrate a leader inside of each group. One were participative, the other was directive, and it ended up with a lot of strange outcomes that have been built, like sort of kind of Iron Man armor suit, and it has been really instructive about what being and to work with a leader means. And so that I think that it has been a really nice experience for me coordinating it, but of course and hopefully for all the participants here today. So that's it.
Another technique that I sometimes use to try to hook them or draw them in. How many of you have heard of lemmings? Okay, a lemming is it's actually a little rodent that lives in the Arctic, where we warn people about being lemmings. Don't just follow the crowd. You know, lemmings follow the crowd and they end up committing mass suicide. Today I made a presentation about media literacy and about how I've used media literacy over the years to teach my students and youth about how to critically consume the messages that we're bombarded with every day from news agencies and advertisers and from government officials, and just to examine those things in a way so that they don't just fall into the traps of believing everything that they hear. So we looked at some different sites that are good resources and tools. I tried to give a toolbox, if you will, for tools that you can use to help to deconstruct the media messages so that they can be analyzed and examined, and so other opinions can be formed. And this will make people better consumers of the media, more able to participate in civic society because they're able to make better informed decisions.
During this morning we have been working about active citizenship. We have done different activities, mainly two. One of them was resonating with the cooperation. The group was switched in different groups and they were negotiating and they were trying to be confident with the rest about to get more candidates or less. So right now all of you has or red, and here is written what happened with the depending of the card that you the process in the next turn. It will be easy.
So don't we all just choose green every time and get more candy?
It can be your position, but it depends. 3, 2, 1. Raise your card, please. Green, green. Yeah. When you were working all together, when you trust all of you earn and get more candies, more money, and because you were working only with a common goal. And later we did a next game about the common strategy and how to get the common interest, how to get the common goals. I think that it was very interesting because in the first game, we were working with candies, with the money, fake money. They try in the beginning. They try to be between the other group, but finally they discovered that the most useful thing were work together. And in the second game, this was totally different. In the beginning, they start to work together, having a common strategy, but they change very fast their point of view, and it was a bit of chaos. But anyway, I think that both of them were very interesting. They were reflecting after each game, and I think that they learn and they make a good reflection because they put in connection this game with the refugees crisis, with the migrants, and they understood that probably we are doing the same with the refugees and immigrant people.
We've just had a workshop about media literacy and how media can influence public opinion on matters that are important to the public opinion. We've used as an example the situation that happened in Romania like 2 months ago with the protests that were happening because of the corruption.
This was an actual headline in the Romanian news. Of course, I translated it, but this was actually in the Romanian news as a headline.
Okay, and
So,
so
hear you say is that
Yeah, I don't know the background that much of Romanian.
are true.
There were six
Can we consider that as what we have to decide which one?
Well, I think it's but this one is
And
true.
it was basically the tipping point.
The newspaper that published there were 80,000 protesters against the government is owned by a guy that's actually in prison right now for corruption charges.
So we've had a workshop where I tried to highlight how some of the media and some of the interests that are represented in the media can affect the public opinion and can dictate the public opinion. Because right now in Romania there are two movements. Is the movement that is trying to undermine the corruption effort in Romania, and then there's a movement that's trying to support the corruption movement. It's basically a generation gap between the citizens of Romania, and that generation gap actually caused a big fall into the Romanian society. We've used the actual headlines example in our workshop. We have tried to show people that you can determine whether or not a headline is true just by looking at it and by trying to put it into your thinking without actually having a context, without actually knowing about something, but just by using your own knowledge about the world and about the world in general, and basically trying to emphasize on critical thinking and on actually questioning things.
Today we organized these two little activities for the people here. The one was about making them feel authentically how it is to be an immigrant or a refugee, and how it is to be accepted or not accepted in the country you wish to go. It was about actually getting the feelings that of being denied and how people treat you in a country that they don't want to understand you. They just, want to maybe like make you leave.
Stand up.
Question 8. Come on. Reading that. Nuria.
Pretty name. I like your name, so come on.
I need help.
Come on.
Do you need a hand? I'll do anything to be a second.
And the second activity was about being in the shoes of a trainer, where you actually are called to help the immigrants and the refugees with language problems. We asked for the kids to write some phrases that they think they need the immigrants and the refugees to know when they arrive in their country. So in that way, we made them I think the purpose was to be more acceptable, more open towards the people that don't speak your language, and how it is to have the urge to help the other to be part of your country.
Necesito ayuda, comida y un hogar. Quiero cambiar mi vida para mejor. Quiero aprender tu lengua y trabajar.
Tudo nekem segíteni. Hadban a rendőrség, Jenny vagyok.
Am nevoie de ajutor. A mie este fric și foame. Mi este fric și foame. Am fric.